Are you looking for a vibrant neighborhood with a mix of historic charm, modern amenities, and all the culture that you could ever want, located right here in Louisville, Kentucky? If that's the case, then the Highlands neighborhood is one that you are definitely going to want to consider. In today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about living in the Highlands neighborhood of Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to go over the pros and cons. I'm going to get you all the real estate information about schools. I'm even going to take you on a driving tour through these city streets so that you can really get a feel of what it's like to live in this neighborhood. Hey, I'm Katie Skeen, a local realtor here in Louisville, Kentucky, and let's get right into it. Okay, let's talk about some of the pros of living in the Highlands neighborhood in Louisville, Kentucky. The first one is its walkability. Now, the Highlands is a neighborhood located just outside of downtown Louisville. It's actually a stretch of neighborhoods that are located within close proximity to Bardstown Road. And one of the best things about this neighborhood is its walkability. I would say that it is one of the most walkable neighborhoods within all of Louisville, Kentucky. So if you are interested in having the opportunity to walk to restaurants and bars, some of the best in Louisville, and if you're interested in walking to school, walking to the grocery store, then this is going to be one of our most highly rated walkable neighborhoods within the Louisville metro area. The second pro of living in the Highlands neighborhood is the diversity of food and culture. Now, it's located right next to Restaurant Row, which is a stretch of Bardstown Road where we have so many wonderful restaurants, bars, coffee shops. If you are a foodie, then you will never get bored of trying out the different restaurants on Bardstown Road. Now, a couple of my favorites, there are so many, but of course, you know, I love to give you some of my restaurant recommendations. The ones that I would be checking out, I love Dragon King's Daughter. I like Havana Rumba. I like Jack Fry's. I'm going to say it wrong. La Chasse.
La Chasse.
I'm so sorry. It's a French restaurant. Can't say that very well. The other thing I love about the Bardstown Road Restaurant Row area is that there's also so many international cuisines that you can actually try out and see. And there's just so much rich culture and food in this area. The third pro about living in the Highlands neighborhood is there are so many wonderful community events. I'm going to tell you just a few of them now. The first one would be the Douglas Loop Farmers Market. Of course, you're going to have great local fresh produce, meats, cheeses, all sorts of things there that you can purchase. You're going to have food vendors set up, so if you just want to go enjoy a brunch, you can do that. And then some local artisans. Sometimes they even have music at the farmers market. So it's a great place to shop, but it's just a really fun place to go as well to experience the community. Another one that you'll want to check out is the Belknap Festival. Now, it's just like a much bigger and more involved farmers market. So there just are more booths, more artisans, more vendors. It's a really fun community event to attend with your neighbors. Another one of my favorites is St. Patrick's Day. If you love St. Patrick's Day, you're gonna love it here in the Highlands. There is a parade. You've got Flanagan's and O'Shea's and several different local restaurants serving you that green beer. And it's just a really fun environment during that holiday. The last community event that I want to mention to you is actually Cyclovia. I'm saying that wrong, Cyclovia. But it happens throughout different places in Louisville, Kentucky, but it does happen usually in the Highlands where they actually shut down Bardstown Road and you are able to ride, walk, bike, scooter with your family, and that is a really fun event to check out in the Highlands. The last pro I want to mention to you is some of the amazing amenities that are right here within this Highlands neighborhood. Of course, we talked about all of the food and culture, but I also wanted to mention to you two outdoor recreational opportunities that I think are really great. The first one is that we are located just next to Cherokee Park. Now, Cherokee Park is 409 acres of this beautiful outdoor space and outdoor recreation area located right here next to the Highlands neighborhood. You have a 2.4 mile loop, the scenic walking loop, where you will go past the dog park, the hiking trails. You are going to see a lot of different playgrounds for kids. There is actually a public golf course located right there. There's so many opportunities in that park for outdoor recreation. One of the things that makes it famous is actually that it was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted, who is the same guy who designed Central Park in New York City. It is just a beautiful park where you can experience the creation and outdoor weather. It's so much fun. The other place I want to mention to you for outdoor recreation is actually a swim club that's located within the Highlands, and it's called Lakeside Swim Club. Now, this is a members only club, but it's one of the only places within the Highlands that you have to go swimming in the summer. So What makes it so special is if you were driving down the street that it's on, it's a residential street, you would have no idea hidden tucked behind these homes is this incredible swimming club. They have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, they have multiple lap pools, they have just a normal standard-sized pool, a high dive, a low dive, but they have this quarry that they've created that they put chlorinated pool water in that we call the lake, and it's a huge area for swimming. So it is such a fun place to go, whether you're single, an adult, a family, but so many people from the Highlands neighborhood are hanging out there all summer long. It also has a fitness room. They have a lot of events and fun family-friendly activities that they do. In the wintertime, they actually bubble over one of the pools, so the lake part is closed, but you can actually continue swimming throughout the winter in the bubble pool. Now, this is a members-only club, so you are gonna have to become a member. You have to have someone sponsor you, but I think the culture of that place is more reflective of the Highlands neighborhood than it is an exclusive club. There are, I think it's 100 certificate homes located around Lakeside Swim Club, where if you actually purchase one of those homes that is a Lakeside certificate member home, then you actually get to go to the club for a very small fee, and you will get to be someone who sponsors others to join the club. So those are just two examples of the incredible outdoor recreation that we have here in the Highlands neighborhood. Here in a minute, we're gonna dive back into all of the information you need to know about living in the Highlands neighborhood of Louisville, Kentucky. But before we do that, I just wanted to share that making these videos is so much fun for me. I love giving you guys a sense of what these neighborhoods in Louisville really feel like and what the pros and cons are. But what I love even more than making these videos is actually helping people move to Louisville, Kentucky. So whether you are relocating here to the area and you have no idea about any of the areas of Louisville, or whether you're moving within the Louisville area, I would really appreciate you reaching out. I'm gonna put my contact information right here. Please call, text, email, set up that Zoom invite. It would be my honor and my privilege to be able to help you move here to the Louisville area. I remember what it was like relocating here 13 years ago, and it would have been great to have someone who is familiar with the neighborhoods helping me along in that process. So please reach out. I would love to hear about what your circumstances are and what questions you have about moving to Louisville. Now we're going to talk about all the things you need to know about the real estate here in the Highlands neighborhood. The Highlands neighborhood has all different types of architecture. A lot of the homes date back to the early 20th century. We have Victorian style homes, we have a lot of bungalow style homes, but there is so much historic charm. So if you like the charm of an old house, then you might like this neighborhood. If you like new construction open concept, this might not be for you. But if you maybe even like to take on a challenge and you might like to renovate, we have some really beautifully renovated homes that have kept some of the historic charm of this neighborhood and of the time period when these homes were built. You have mature trees, beautiful places to walk. So I think if you have that heart for an older home, then this could be a neighborhood that you definitely want to consider. This neighborhood has seen historically a steady increase in property value, so it is a good place to invest and buy a home. Typically, you are going to see that average appreciation rate over time. Now, the Highlands area covers multiple zip codes. Two of those zip codes, one of them is 40205 and one of them is 40204. So I'm going to give you some of the market stats for those zip codes so you'll get an idea of how homes are appreciating in this area, how homes are priced in this area. In the past year, the median sales price for a home in this area has increased 5.48%. So they've seen 5% appreciation year to date in this area. The median sales price for a home in this neighborhood year to date is $385,000. The median days on market is 8. So if you are interested in living in a home in this area, it could sell in that first weekend, and more than likely it's going to sell in that first week of being on the market. This area is highly desirable, and so a lot of people are going to be looking at homes in this area. Now I want to give you an idea of kind of the highest price and the lowest price of a home that is sold in this area in the last 12 months, and there is quite a range and kind of everything in between. The first home that I want to mention to you sold for $2.35 million. It was a 4-bedroom, 8.5 bath home with 7,515 square feet. It was on the market 0 days before it went under contract. It was really a showstopper, a beautiful home. The lowest priced home in this area actually sold for $80,000. Now, it was quite a fixer-upper. It only had 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and 720 square feet. So you're gonna see that really wide range, but mostly you are going to see homes really in the $350,000 to $450,000 mark, 3 to 4 bedrooms, probably 12 to 1,500 square feet is what you can expect from most of the homes in this area. Now let's hop in the car and go on a driving tour together so you can see exactly what the streets in this neighborhood look like. I wanted to give you an idea of all the different parts of the Highlands neighborhood, as well as show you some of the places where you can expect to shop, some of the schools, some of the restaurants, all the good details that you want to know. So let's start with just where we're located here within the city. So if we look at the city of Louisville, of course, we have downtown right up in this area. We have our Watterson Expressway, which is 264, and then the bigger outer belt is the Gene Snyder Expressway, 265. The Highlands is going to be right in here within the Watterson Expressway. So when we think about the Highlands, I really want you to think about more of city, urban. We're not exactly in downtown, but this is going to be one of the closest suburban neighborhoods closest to the city. Some of these areas do feel more urban and even have some walkability to them. So if we zoom in on the map, when we think of the Highlands, I'm just going to use this kind of as a general term to describe these neighborhoods that are located off Bardstown roads. Bardstown Road is a really popular street that runs from the city and actually all the way south to Bardstown, Kentucky. But right here within the Watterson Expressway, where we have Bardstown Road, we have this area of the Highlands, and for our intents and purposes, I'm going to count it as all of these little neighborhoods and streets that are off of Bardstown Road within the Watterson Expressway. Now, of course, we have a lot of different areas within here, so the original Highlands is going to be up in this area. The houses are going to be a lot closer together. This is a more walkable area. Then we have your Tyler Park area. Up here is Cherokee Triangle. They have some beautiful homes in that area. Bonnie Castle, Seneca Gardens area, Deer Park. And then we've got Strathmore Manor. Over on this side of Bardstown Road is Strathmore Village. Kingsley, Hawthorne, Hayfield, Dundee. There's all of these little intricate areas and neighborhoods that make up this broader Highlands area of Louisville. But when you think about the Highlands, think about Bardstown Road. Bardstown Road is our restaurant row where we have all of our restaurants and bars and so many great places to eat. Of course, you're going to have really easy access to Cherokee Park. If you live within the Highlands neighborhood, you can access it by Eastern Parkway, which comes right across here. And then also Seneca Park is located over in this area. So Cherokee Park's a little bit closer, but if you go on Taylorsville Road, you can cut through back this way by the golf course to get over to Seneca Park. There's a lot of sporting activities there, tennis courts. There's a loop that you can do, soccer fields, all kinds of sports practices and things like that happen up there. Of course, you have Joe Creason Park down here. Don't forget about that. That is a really nice park as well. And Joe Creason Park is located right across from the Louisville Zoo. So you're going to have easy access to all of those things when you live within the Highlands. Also, you're going to want to note that Bellarmine University is right here within the Highlands neighborhood. So that is good to note as well. Now, when we're talking about grocery stores, of course, we have Kroger right here. I've just pulled that up for you. It is located right on Bardstown Road. So no matter what part of the Highlands you're living in, this Kroger on Bardstown Road is going to be really convenient for you. Of course, there is another Kroger located over near Germantown. So depending, maybe if you live up in Cherokee Triangle or you live in the original Highlands, this Kroger that's over here on Goss Avenue might be a close one for you as well. So there is definitely a Kroger located nearby, no matter where you're living. And then if you are interested in Aldi, there is an Aldi right off of Bardstown Road. So we talked about how Bardstown Road runs right through the Highlands. And once we cross over the Waterson right here, we're no longer in the Highlands anymore. But if you just take Bardstown Road a little bit further south, you've got an Aldi located right here. So if you love to save on groceries, be sure to check out that. The other area that you're going to want to know about is this area right here, the Bashford Manor area. You have really easy access if you go down Bardstown Road to get to this Bashford Manor area. When we zoom in on Bashford Manor, I want to show you all the stuff that you have there because it is so convenient. You have so many great things in this area. First of all, you have Costco. So if you live in the Highlands, Costco is a really easy place to get to. You have a Lowe's, you have the Walmart, and the Target, all located in this Bashford Manor area, right behind the Costco. And then right in the Costco parking lot, you've got Chick-fil-A. You've also got a car wash in this area. You've got Starbucks in this area, several fast food restaurants along here. So this whole area has a lot of options as far as shopping and fast food. Now, if you're wanting to put it from the Target test, I'm filming this kind of at the time that school is letting out. So it looks like we definitely have this line right here. And actually, it's having you routed all the way from the original Highlands, which is the furthest point north within the Highlands neighborhood. So 20 minutes, 5 miles is really not an accurate representation of what this is. I would say from most parts of the Highlands, you're a 10 to 12 minute drive when there's no traffic to get down to that Target. And I know that for a lot of you, being close to that Target is very important. Many people call Bardstown Road Restaurant Row, and it's for good reason because I just want to show you a couple of these restaurants. The first one is Savannah Rumba. This is one of my favorites. They have great food. It's tapas. Ooh, there's the shrimp. I love that. Really good Cuban sandwiches, really great cocktails. They have live music on Friday evenings, so it's a really just vibrant, fun, lovely place to visit. Love that place. Okay, we also have Noche. This place is cool because it is actually in a old historic church that they've converted into this restaurant and bar. You can see there the bar. It has a really nice atmosphere. So that's Noche. You've got lots of coffee shops On Bardstown Road, there is Luvino is one of my favorites. Right here, if you go further up on Bardstown Road, there's the Eagle. This is actually a chain restaurant, but they have fried chicken and it has a really nice, fun atmosphere. It's been here maybe 5 to 7 years, I would guess, but it's that home style kitchen, fried chicken. Look at that mac and cheese, looks delicious. A really popular, more upscale would be Jack Fry's. This is getting a little bit closer down to that Baxter Bardstown Road area where those two streets merge in the original Highlands area. Jack Fry's is more of an upscale restaurant, but they have really good filet mignon. There it is. This would be a great date night place, but it has this iconic atmosphere. Really nice, enjoyable meal there. And it is one of Louisville's favorite restaurants. It's been around for a long time. Another one that I wanted to point out to you that's near this Jack Fry's area, there's these two restaurants. Holy Grail is one, and it has this outdoor beer garden. Now, it's important to note that this is only for 21 and over. They have really great beer and then pub style food, and it's in an old converted church. You'll notice the theme of old converted churches into restaurants and bars, but like I said, it has this really beautiful outdoor area. And then on the other side of that is also owned by the same people as Grail House, and this is a brunch breakfast spot. I know a lot of people absolutely love eating brunch there and enjoy that as well. So those are just a couple of my favorite restaurants. Now in this same area, you're going to have restaurants and bars. There actually is an Orange Theory Fitness located in this area. Right up here is the Orange Theory. And then in that area, you've got a Quill's Coffee. All of the good coffee shops are located right up and down this restaurant row as well. So as far as coffee shops are concerned in the Highlands, you're going to have a lot of options. But if you have any more questions about living in this Highlands neighborhood, please reach out because there's a lot of little areas. The further north you get in the Highlands, it's going to be more walkable. It's going to have more restaurants and bars. And then as you come further south, this area down here is actually called the Upper Highlands. And I never really could make sense of that in my mind when I first heard that because the Upper Highlands is actually further south. But the reason why they say that is because it's a higher elevation. So when you get down into this Upper Highlands area, it's a little bit higher. It's got more hills and curves and all of that. And then it feels a little bit more suburban in that area as well. You're going to have a little bit bigger yard. So if you have pets, if you have children, you want to keep that in mind that in that Upper Highlands area, you might have a bigger yard. And then actually Lakeside Swim Club, which I told you all about, is located right here on Trevilian Way. And it is in that Upper Highlands area. Let's see if here we go. Let's look at some pictures. I just love Lakeside so much. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful it is. So you can actually stand on East View and you can look down into this lake. We call it the lake. It's actually a quarry, but they put chlorinated water in there. And it's the local swim club. They also have a full-size pool. They have an Olympic-sized lap pool in the quarry part of it. And then they actually bubble it in the wintertime and you can swim in there. So it's a really great club. It's very unassuming. They used to have something at the end of the season where they allowed all the dogs to swim. I don't think they're doing that anymore. But they have live music there. It's just a really nice place. This is the iceberg where all the kids like to swim out there in the middle of the lake. But it's a great place to check out in the summertime and really adds a sense of community in the area. Now, as far as schools are concerned, if you're looking for public school, the elementary school in this area is going to be Bloom Elementary. It is located up in this area. And then Atherton High School is down here. Highlands Middle School is over here. So you've got it all in this area. And then there's several Catholic high schools as well. You've got Assumption down in the Upper Highlands, St. Raphael for the primary and middle school grades. And then over here on Newburgh Road is St. Agnes. That's a really popular K-8 choice for private Catholic school. So definitely reach out if you want more information. Another popular choice for private school would be the Louisville Collegiate School, which is up here off of Grinstead. Be sure to check out those school options as well. Now you're going to want to make sure to stick around till the end of this video because I know that you want to know the cons of living in this neighborhood because there are a few. But before we do that, I'm going to share with you some more information about the schools for this area of Louisville. Many people are asking this question when they're moving to Louisville: where's my children going to go to school? Is it going to be a good school? So my huge disclaimer is that the Jefferson County Public Schools is very complicated, and we're always going to check the JCPS School Finder website for every address that we are interested in, so that we make sure we are going to check that website for every single property, so that we make sure we know what our school choices are. But in general, for this Highlands area, if you're looking at public elementary school, the closest one in the cluster is going to be Bloom Elementary. If you look at greatschools.org, it's a website that independently evaluates different schools, and they give Bloom Elementary a score of 6 out of 10. Now from Bloom, you are going to be going over to Highlands Middle School. Most of the students in this area, while not all of them will go to Bloom, most of them will go to Highlands Middle School. Highlands Middle School is ranked 2 out of 10 on the Great Schools score. And then lastly, for your high school option, you are going to have Atherton High School, located right here within the Highlands neighborhood. It is ranked a 7 out of 10 by the greatschools.org. And one thing that it's really well known for is its International Baccalaureate program. So if that's a program your student is interested in, I would highly encourage you to check that out. I have quite a few friends and family that go to Atherton that speak very highly of it and really enjoy that as their school choice. Now, of course, in Louisville, you're going to have plenty of people that are going to public school, but a large percentage of families in Louisville are also going to be considering private school options. We have quite a robust Catholic school system here in Louisville. So the Catholic schools that are going to be located closest to here, a big one for K through 8 is going to be St. Agnes. The other one that's located on Bardstown Road that's really popular is St. Raphael. So be sure to check out those 2 Catholic schools for K through 8. And then the Catholic high schools, for boys, it would be St. Xavier, and for girls, it would be Assumption, located on Bardstown Road. And then if you're not looking Catholic, there are some other options as well. One of them would be the Louisville Collegiate School is what I would recommend you check out for the private school choices that are not Catholic within this Highlands neighborhood. Now, I want to make sure to tell you that living in the Highlands is not all good things, okay? We have a couple of cons that I want to make sure you understand about living in this neighborhood. The first con is going to be traffic and parking. A lot of the streets in this area have street parking only. Many of the houses have single car garages. If you're lucky, you might get a 2-car garage, but it's not an uncommon experience to drive down the street and see a lot of cars parked on the street. The second con of living in this neighborhood is that it is going to have a little bit higher cost of living in comparison to Louisville as a whole. So you're not going to get as much square footage for your money. You are going to get an older house for your money. When you have an old house, you have sometimes a lot of maintenance problems that will come up over the years. So you have to have a heart for this type of community to want to live in a house that size is a shoebox, pay that higher premium, and then deal with the problems of an old house. Now, that being said, I'll take hold of house problems any day of the week. I'm a sucker for older homes. I think the historic charm is just fantastic. So you'll have to sort out whether you see that as a pro or a con. The last con, of course, is going to be the noise. Now, you've heard even in this video, there's been planes and ambulances and garbage trucks. If you are here on a Friday or Saturday night and you're down close to Bardstown Road, if your house is located near Bardstown Road, you are going to have a lot of nightlife sound and traffic and people coming and going. So if you want to be in more of a suburban environment, you might want to consider a different neighborhood altogether. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, living in the Highlands is not going to be for everyone. So here in just a second, I'm going to tell you 3 other neighborhoods that you absolutely must check out if you're not quite sure that the Highlands is for you. But before I tell you those neighborhoods, I want to say that it would be my absolute privilege for you to reach out to me. That is what I'm here for. I have people like you who are reaching out to me every single day, wanting to understand more information about how they can move to Louisville, Kentucky, and particularly the Highlands neighborhood. So here's my contact information. I would ask you to call me, text me, email me, set up that Zoom invite anytime so that I can really help you navigate just moving to Louisville. I remember what it was like to move here 13 years ago. I have children who are school aged, so I know that is so near and dear to so many of your hearts. You're trying to figure out which neighborhood would be the best fit for your kids, where they're going to go to school, what activities and amenities are available even for your family. So if that's you, I would just ask you to reach out, because it would be my joy to help you. I know what it's like because I did it 13 years ago, and I would absolutely love to help you as well. Okay, so 3 other neighborhood alternatives if you're not quite sure that the Highlands is for you. Now, if you absolutely love the sound of the Highlands, but the price tag is too high for you, then I'm gonna encourage you to check out the Germantown neighborhood. Of course, you can find my video about Germantown within my neighborhood playlist. I would definitely check that out. But if the price point here is just a little bit too high, then definitely check out that Germantown neighborhood. A couple of other opportunities for you. You could check out the Crescent Hill neighborhood. Now, they have some really beautiful homes over there. That's located off Frankfurt Avenue. It's just a little bit of a different direction away from downtown. And so that might be something that you want to consider. They have some really beautiful historic homes over there as well. You're going to be able to even find some of those higher price points as well. And then lastly, you might want to check out the Clifton neighborhood. Again, that's going to be a bit of a lower price point. That's going to be an even more urban type environment, more feeling like you're in the city. You're actually closer to the city in Clifton. So if you're more of like an urban city dweller person, then you are going to want to check out that Clifton neighborhood. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.